David Chappelle again shows his true colors in this new comedy special. And the thing is that he gets to say offensive things and he can back out of it. He has what they call plausible deniability. He could say something really offensive and then back out of it. Like he could say he was only going for shock value or just humor. And the alt-right MAGA is very insidious, the way that they now are using black people to help their white supremacist agenda. Kanye West he's very explicit about his self-hating blackness and his alt-rightness, but people like Chappelle are a little more insidious and a little more not subtle to me. So here's the new clip from Sticks and Stones, a new Chappelle Netflix.
He said he's walking down the street in Chicago and white dudes come up to him and say, "Hey man, aren't you that faggot nigger from Empire?" A fuck? Does that sound like how white people talk? I know white people. They don't talk like that. "Are you that faggot nigga from Empire?" They would never say that. It sounds like something that I would say.
Why would he say that? I mean, and everyone laughs. So he's admitting that he would call Jussie Smollett a faggot. And he's using the N-word with an R. Black people are allowed to say nigga, but they don't. The R is the more racist pronunciation, so I don't know why people aren't picking up on that. So he calls people faggots because he's homophobic. And if you listen to the rest of this new special, there's a lot of anti-gay. I don't have the clips from it, so just watch it on Netflix. Homophobia hidden in plain sight. Also, he said he knows white people, and white people don't talk like that. What kind of white people is he around? I know I've grown up with white people. I've lived around all races, and I've heard white men say nigger and faggot a million times. Even liberal men will say N-word and faggot. So he's lying, or he's just deluded.
To that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Jussie Smollett. He's a very famous French actor. Gay, and he is black, not just French.
So he's talking about the French in a derogatory way. Remember back in the Bush days, around the Iraq War, how all the right-wingers and the racists were talking about French fries, and how the French were a bunch of homos. Most people won't remember that, but that's another. He talks about growing up in a white neighborhood and having white friends and feeling bad about himself, and I think that probably stayed with him. That's the black self-hatred, and now that he's successful, he's sold out to the white racist establishment, which is really sad. Maybe they brainwashed him. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of CIA thing. He also says that these white racists in MAGA hats wouldn't have known who he was because he's on a black show called Empire. That's true, but he could have been doxxed by a white supremacist group, and they told him where he lived in that neighborhood. These alt-right Nazis, they have their ways of finding out where you live and who you are. They don't have to watch Empire.
And suddenly, one of his mothers came to the door. She was like, "Hi, David, right?" So I kicked her in the pussy.
So the way he says one of his mothers, and everyone just laughs, like there's something inherently hilarious about having a lesbian parents. And then he says he kicks her in the you-know-where, which is pretty horrible, talking about kicking a lesbian woman. People don't, because he says it in a humorous way, he gets away with it. But those are his true feelings, and it's not funny. So he's a pretty sick, misogynistic, homophobic man. And just because he's black, he shouldn't get a pass. And he's being used or manipulated by the alt-right. The thing about the Jussie Smollett thing is now they think they can get away with these attacks, more homophobic, racist attacks, the MAGA people, because now they say that we've cried wolf because there was one fake, if it was fake. I don't know. Maybe they blackmailed Jussie to admitting to this. I don't know. They can do it. They have a lot of power. So, anyways, please do not watch the Sticks and Stones. If you do, just here's the trigger warning.